Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. So last time I brought up the topic of exercise considerations. And I mentioned that it's important for anyone interested in increasing their muscle or interested in losing fat or just simply improving whatever activity or exercise or sport that they may be doing, that it's important to take this into consideration. Now, last time I primarily discussed specificity and individuality. Individuality meaning whatever works for me may not necessarily work for you. Whatever works for you may not necessarily work for me. We're all different. We're genetically different, physically different. Our life circumstances are different. So this is just something that we'll want to take into account. Specificity, again, meaning whatever activity or sport or exercise that we've been doing, our body is going to be used to that, and there may not be carryover into something else that we may want to do. If we've been running, and we all of a sudden want to go for a swim, guess what? We may not be very good at swimming because we've been running this whole time, and our body adapts to whatever we're used to doing. Now in this video, I'm going to be talking about progression, overload, and adaptation. Now all of the three of those pretty much work hand in hand, but progression and overload especially work at the same time. Now progression is exactly what it sounds like. Anytime we want to improve, we need to progress our routine. And usually that's in terms of one of the three variables, being speed or time or distance, if we're doing some kind of endurance-based activity. If we're in the gym or we're doing some kind of resistance-based activity, that can be anything from the speed or tempo to the repetition counts to the amount of weight that we may be using. And again, I mentioned that we usually only want to take one of these variables into account, and that takes us to overload. Now, when we're here, our body's here, we're doing what we're used to doing, our body becomes pretty used to it, right? So in order to improve, we need to take it over what we're used to doing, and that's where the overload comes in. Doesn't mean we're gonna stress out or burn out or get overstressed or what have you. It just means we're going above and beyond what we're used to doing in order to give that our bodies a new stimulus to adapt to. And again, we only want to focus on one at a time generally, unless you're really advanced, because your body can get overstressed if we take all these three things into account, or our bodies may not make the necessary adaptations that we want to see. And that takes us to the last topic I'm going to talk about today, and that is adaptation. Now, over time, our bodies do get used to doing whatever we're doing, whether that's the amount of distance we're doing or how fast we're going or the amount of time that we're doing, the weight, the repetition counts, what have you. And if we're slowly improving or increasing one of those generally, every week, between around the 3 to 6 week mark, we may slow down our improvements. We may not be seeing the changes or the improvements that we want to see, and so then we may want to start thinking about manipulating one of those other variables. If we've been increasing our speed steadily and we're starting to flatten out, maybe we want to start increasing the time, or we may want to start increasing the distance. And then making these changes will often allow us to make that progression. So anyway, today's just another short video. Hopefully you found benefit. If you have a question, please feel free to send me a message or make a comment, or simply hit the like button if you found it beneficial. And thanks again for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again soon.